our taxes won't go down. Basically, they'll lock in the tax cuts they've given to wealthy taxpayers over the past few years. And what they'll do is make it more difficult for policymakers in the future to really ensure that no other taxes go up and that they have the revenues needed to meet community needs. We know that they don't right now have a tax code that allows them to invest in schools, in the public health of our communities. And capping the income tax is just an unnecessary step.
And it really, you say, make it more difficult. It makes it almost impossible, doesn't it, if it's written into the Constitution?
Well, it would require another ballot measure and a vote to undo it. And really, the legislature has proven that they can cut taxes when they want to. They've done that. It has had a disastrous effect on our state and our ability to support opportunity. And locking it in is just a bad idea for our state's future.
Let's move to the governor's budget, which he released recently. There's obviously we can't cover all the things in it in the short time that we have. But overall, what was your initial reaction when you saw Cooper's proposal?
Well, I think the initial reaction is the governor actually looked at what is needed in communities. He looked at what's happening to our public schools, what's happening to our universities and community college systems, how workers need retraining, how businesses need help, how families are struggling to afford health care and housing. And then he made progress to invest in the things that our public institutions can do. He did not follow an arbitrary formula. He really did reflect on the community, and he set forth a vision for what our state can be. In that sense, it was a really important step forward for our state. We have not had a positive vision for what we want to build in our state, and he set that forward for us.
I'm sure you've seen the criticism. Senator Berger, in particular, called it a $1 billion spending spree. Other folks complained that on how much it raises or how much it spends contrasted to last year.
Sure. Well, I think the important point there is that years and years of underinvestment have meant that $1 billion now is actually only getting us to about $200 million above where we were before the recession started. So we're digging ourselves out of a hole. We're out of it, but we are just cresting that hole right now. And what we know is that as those unmet needs build over time, that we see damages in all sorts of ways in children's developmental milestones, in families' ability to undo debts that have been accrued. So when we spend now, what we know is that we also need to be thinking about those ongoing impacts of underinvesting over time.